When I was a young boy, the Clapton albums August and Journeyman were on repeat non-stop in my home. I absolutely loved it. And there was a DVD as well, VHS of course back then, Clapton Live with Phil Collins on drums. Very, very good. But then we came to a decade where it wasn't very cool to like Clapton music from that period. So it went a bit to the background, but secretly I always kept listening to it. But now we are allowed to love it again because of John Mayer's new single. And the keyboard player on that single is Greg Phillinganes, and he's the same guy that did the keyboards on August and Journeyman. Well, at least Journeyman, I don't know about August, but he had such a huge impact on the sound, and now he's doing the same thing for John Mayer, and it's really good. And also John Mayer's tone reminds me a lot of that tone Clapton had back in the 80s. So I thought, let's recreate that tone because no one else is doing that at the moment, and I'll probably be the first. The only problem is that I don't have a chorus pedal, but I do have this, and this is the GFI System's ORCA. And there is a trick with delay pedals. And when you select a tape echo, close the time and the repeats and crank the wow and flutter, that modulation, which is usually reserved for the trills, will go into your signal and it'll sound somewhat like a chorus. As for drive, I'll be using the Benson preamp, which is a really versatile overdrive / fuzz pedals, and I thought it would get me there all the way, but got me close, but it needed a little extra low end and warmth, which is in John Mayer's tone on that single. So for that I'm using the Espresso FX Silicon Fuzz. Fuzz completely closed and a lot of volume, just to get a little more warmth into the signal. Alright, let's check out how it sounds. To me it sounds like in the single John uses his Silver Sky on the bridge pickup. I could be wrong. If I am, please correct me in the comments. As for other gear he is using, it's just a lot of speculation. Could be XFX or Kemper in the studio. Could be the Dumble, could be Soldano, Two-Rock, whatever. We just don't know. So I'm gonna try and approach that tone with the stuff I have here. Alright, so first up is the ORCA. Second camera, there it is. Set to tape echo. Time and repeats are closed, and when you press this button and then turn it, you can set the wow, and when you press this button you can set the flutter, which is the modulation for the delay. But when you close, let's open up time and repeats for a second, and then it sounds like this. Maybe I should turn on the pedal. But then close, time and repeats, leave level halfway. You're left with a nice chorus without actually using a chorus pedal. Then onto the Benson preamp, which is a brilliant overdrive pedal, or I should say preamp of course, which has a huge gain range. So I started with the gain pretty high, and that sounds like this. Which sounds pretty good, but there was too much high end in it for me. So that's when I decided to throw in the Espresso FX Silicon Fuzz, which is a really good fuzz pedal built by Saf in the UK. And he really knows his fuzzes. When you're going after a fuzz, try to find a builder that specializes in fuzzes, because the transistors need selecting. Yeah, you just need to know what kind of components go in there and how they work together. And yes, it's a simple pedal. A fuzz is a simple pedal, but because the design is pretty bad, actually, electronically speaking, you really need to know what transistors to put in there and what values they need to be. And Saf is one of those guys that really knows what he's doing. So check it out, Espresso FX. The volume is set really high and the fuzz is closed, and that is just giving it a nice hint of fuzz without becoming too gritty. I have the bias on the side here set around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock maybe, to make it even less gritty. All right, let's dial back to drive on the Benson and engage the fuzz. Focus, one final focus, okay, thank you. And then you get this. Which is a really, really addictive tone, and I feel like growing a mullet and snort with Phil Collins. Alright, so this is what I've used to approach that wonderful tone on John Mayer's new single, and this is what it sounds like in the mix. I'm on the last train running. I'm on the last train running. In the surrender. In the surrender. I'm on the last train running. I'm on the last train running. In the surrender. In the surrender. I'm on the last train running. I'm on the last train running. In the surrender. In the surrender. I'm on the last train running. I'm on the last train running. In the surrender. In the surrender. I'm on the last train running. I'm on the last train running. In the surrender. In the surrender. I'm on the last train running. I'm on the last train running. In the surrender. In the surrender. Alright, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and see you next time. Bye bye.